Hello and welcome. It's a DMD Thanksgiving this week on the Dungeon Masters Dojo.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Dungeon Masters Dojo podcast. This is a show for game masters, as well as experienced and new players alike. We hope to bring you the tools needed to not only be a great GM, but to help you develop as a player. I'm your host, Louis Aponte. Our stars of the show are Scott Labby and Bill Robotile. Let's enter the dojo and see what both Bill and Scott have in store for us today. Hey, Bill. Hey, Scott. What's in store for us today?
Cooking.
Yeah, we're making
cooking.
a Thanksgiving dinner.
That's right.
Smells good.
Each of us.
Smells good in the house.
It already does.
That custom made for each and every one of you.
Yeah, so we came up with this, and we've been drinking.
A lot.
So kids, listen with your parents. Very simple rules on this, and I use the term rules very, very loosely because they're not really rules, but
Guidelines.
guidelines.
They're guidelines.
Yes, much
With a-
like
with a small G.
Yeah, much like the rules of Dungeons and Dragons. So you must take a D&D flying creature of your choice from either the current or previous editions of D&D, right? These are the rules that we've set up
That
for
works.
ourselves.
Yep.
And this will take place of the traditional Thanksgiving turkey.
Portion sizes are on you.
Yeah, they may vary.
Yes.
You will describe how it is cooked, and in addition, you must have a D&D themed side dish and a dessert, because it's not Thanksgiving without a dessert, right?
No, it's not.
It is not. And this is all for fun and laughs. So we're just going to have a good time and do this. And there's really no need for an actual recipe, though I think someone actually brought a recipe with them. So Pioneer Woman on Cooking Channel, watch out. It's on.
And I was specifically told not to do the recipe because I cook a lot, and that would go on for about a half an hour.
Yeah,
So
Bill just talks and talks and talks
I was
and
told
talks.
not, Bill, do not include the cooking instructions or the recipe. So, but apparently that was only for me.
Yeah, and you're lucky, guys, that we're only on for an hour an episode, because really, Bill could go for like days.
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
I do have a gift or a curse, depending on who you look at.
And speaking of Bill, do you want to go first, or
I believe mine is good, probably the briefest, because I was given so many restrictions.
yeah, because Gordon Ramsay over here apparently brought a cookbook with him. Yeah,
I just look over and it's like, well, gee, I have one page and he has a 3-ring binder.
yeah.
Sorry.
I've just prepared a little something for today.
Yeah, I just whip something up. Page 47. All right, so I'm going to reach into the world of Spelljammer.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Known for its cuisine, as a matter of fact.
Of course, it's almost universal.
I mean, the word jam is in it, right?
There you go. Unfortunately, there's no jams included in any of the things I have, but that's okay. So we're going to start with a crusted and stuffed breast cutlets of the Elbari.
Oh, what's an Albari, Bill?
The Elbari is a chaos-driven feathered creature that, although breathes air, has a tendency to hang in the pockets of air that circulate around the ship as they, travel from point A to point B. Basically stowing, and likes to sow dissension everywhere as it goes. I call it the Lou Bird.
Not funny.
But the meats are succulent. They can, on some occasions, be a little tough, but I find a little marinating that works well. And there is the possibility of some minor hallucinogenic effects, being that illusion is one of its magical powers.
Oh, now
But
we're talking.
I find that it helps to ease the mood, especially amongst family gatherings. A little bit of hallucinogenic effect could probably just lighten the moods.
There's always going to be that crazy uncle that's going to have an extra helping of that bird there.
I'm sitting right here.
Bill's that uncle.
No tryptophan this time, people.
Yeah. So we're going to start with that. As far as the crusting on that, I didn't get into a lot of details. You can use whatever you want, but thinly sliced, stuff it with whatever you want. Some people like bread stuffing. Some people like sausage stuffing. Some people like purple worm stuffing. It depends on your particular tastes. But stuffing is stuffing. Every family has their own recipe.
Yes.
Then we're going to move on to how we cook it. Well, 6 months ago, I made the choice to shoot over to Dark Sun and get a couple clippings and start my own patch of burn flour. And being that they can be dangerous in large patches, you call back your patch, and this is a great way to sear the outside of your albari to help hold in juices. And
I never even thought of that. That's a wonderful idea.
And then occasionally exposing it every 15 minutes for about 30 seconds to the burn flour, and you slowly let the char remain on the outside as a protectant for the meats inside.
Actually sounds good so far.
Yeah, it does, because, I'm thinking that skin. I'm a skin guy. I like the skin.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely going to be
it's going to get nice and crispy.
It's going to be crispy, yes.
On the Lou Bird.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little tough and gamey, though, if it's anything like our Lou.
Again, not funny.
So with the you get a nice, quick, and crunchy crust on there. It's beautiful, and all you have to do is just remove the char from the outside, and it cooks thoroughly all the way through. So as far as a side dish, I was thinking of something like a snail flail croquette in a garlic butter sauce, drizzled slightly over, served as a nice little side dish. Now it has to be juvenile snail flail.
Flail snail?
Flail snail. We did say we were drinking, right?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Juvenile snail flail.
Bill's bass backwards.
Yes, I am. But because they're number one, more tender and easier to carry off.
Yeah. Yep.
The full-grown ones are hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
Yeah, they're big.
Yes, they are. And you take this with some beautiful field greens, and some thinly julienne vegetables, and then some sliced shrieker along the top.
Like a slaw almost,
Yes,
right?
yeah. So you basically have a shrieker salad.
You think they'll shriek when you slice them?
Oh, yeah, they do. Well, ideally, you would have incapacitated them.
I'd feel bad.
Well, I mean, if you cooked as many lobsters as I have, you don't worry about that whole baby crying thing.
We've already gone over that you're a bit more insensitive than I am.
I have one feeling, and I keep it in a wooden box under the bed where it's safe.
It's like, I feel like a beer. That's his feeling.
There you go. I leave my morals, conscience, and feelings in a wooden box under the bed where they're safe, and then I go about my daily dues.
It's like Pandora's box.
Yeah, you don't want to open that one. And as far as a dessert, I actually did not prepare a dessert because I'm just going to fall back on the premier, number one, absolute best old man dessert.
Pumpkin pie?
Tapioca pudding.
Tapioca pudding. One of my favorites.
I love tapioca
It's the
pudding.
texture.
I liked it
texture,
even
that's the
before I was
winner.
an old man. I liked
Yeah.
tapioca pudding.
I have to pass on the tapioca pudding.
That's game more for me.
That's
You
all
can
right.
have it.
That's fine.
That's it.
Just going to have
So-
to arm wrestle me for that.
There you go. That's my dinner.
That sounds delightful.
With
It
all the
does.
restrictions that were put on me, that's as far as I could get. So
I'll be over around noon on Thanksgiving.
Well, that's perfect. So we start at noon at my place.
Yeah, and then we'll head over to Lou's because
We'll
Lou apparently wrote a cookbook for this.
It's just like 3-ring binder, the D-ring binder, so that we can flip the extra pages
Yeah,
over. They
it's
don't
like
bind up.
Like a trapper keeper.
Yeah.
Well, somebody had to do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dukes of Hazzard trapper keeper.
Yeah.
What
Well,
do you have in your
someone's
trapper
usually me,
keeper,
and I
Lou?
was told I couldn't. So thank you, Lou.
Yeah, well, he didn't talk to me till I walked in the door and it was too late.
Oh, it's the wild card very seldom follows instructions.
This
We all know
is
that.
true. So even if he was told the same things I was, he is going to go on his own merry way. So, Lou, tell us.
Yeah,
what
what you
are
got?
you going to prepare for the 3 o'clock serving?
For the D&D Thanksgiving.
Originally, I was going to read something out of Heroes Feast, but because you guys went full D&D on this, I'm going to have to up the scale, and I had to do a little research. And luckily, my research afforded me what I brought in today.
Do tell.
And he's wringing his hands like a super
Yes,
villain.
he
So
is. He's
he's got
looking
something
almost-
good in store for us.
That's it.
Well, we're
Mr. Burns over here. Smithers, get
Excellent.
me the turkey baster.
Ooh, that actually sounds pretty good. We'll start off with the Feast of Thanks.
Oh,
I
he's
like it
named
already.
everything too.
Yes.
Yeah.
This dish is most often served at harvest festivals, celebrating service, community, and family. What a better time than Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
So when you eat this feast of thanks, you get the benefits of a hero's feast. You may also choose to spend at least 1 minute giving thanks prior to eating the feast. If you do, the next time you spend a hit die, you may re-roll any ones or twos. The ingredients for this.
So before you start, are you telling me that your Thanksgiving dinner has magical properties?
Yes, it
because
does.
you just raised the bar.
Wow.
I should have gone before Lou. He should have gone last.
Yes, it does. So, the ingredients. You need phoenix meat.
Oh,
Not too hard of a task to get. You also need 5 ounces of salt from the tears of a falling star, 12 devil's shallots, 5 heads of moon garlic, 20 earth-infused potatoes, 24 flame-kissed rolls, jelly sauce made using from berries from an archvase garden, a pasta casserole blessed by the ghost of an ancestor after divulging a secret, and a never-burning flame.
where do you get this? Is this a Trader Joe's expedition? We're going to have their Whole Foods or something?
Did you write an adventure or a recipe?
This is actually both.
You're working for your meal.
Yes, you are.
Wow.
Well, in theory anyway, the phoenix will grow back, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You only need one.
If you had one phoenix, there you go. You'd be set every year.
And then,
Page 4.
we'll go to page 3 for now. We'll talk about the midnight sandwich of regret.
We've all been there, haven't
Yeah.
we?
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
You know it.
I'm actually feeling a little peckish right now.
This is made from the remains of the Feast of Thanks. Midnight sandwiches of regret are often consumed hours later during the cover of night when your friends and family can't see you in your secret shame.
But they all know
Yep.
because they're out waiting in the hallway in the dark for you to finish so they can make theirs.
They're waiting for their turn. So, yes, you'll be just making your sandwich, piling all this stuff into one sandwich and then eating it with glee.
That sounds good.
Well, then again, if you've seen Midnight at our week-long,
Yeah.
every sandwich is a sandwich of regret at midnight at our week-long.
It's like noon.
Yes.
Only at midnight.
But when you eat a midnight sandwich of regret, you gain the advantages on charisma, deception, persuasion, ability checks for the next 24 hours. Furthermore, you gain the benefit of an aid spell, as if it were cast at 3rd level. However, you have disadvantage on all strength, athletic checks, and dexterity acrobatics ability checks for 1 hour after eating the midnight sandwich of regret.
That's from the bloating and constipation, right?
Yes, it is.
and my meal just made you high. Which is why you want to go back for the midnight sandwich of regret.
Perfectly well. That's right.
I'm glad we ate mine first.
Well, we also have dessert we have to talk about.
Oh, well,
Oh,
let's
and
who
yet
doesn't
there's
love
more.
There's
dessert?
more.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't say when to stop, so
He told me when to stop.
We'll
I'm feeling a little. Like recipe shame.
You need boundaries.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
I wouldn't listen anyway. That's why he didn't tell me.
I did. He ignored the email.
There was an email?
There was, yeah.
Anyways,
There you go.
Anyways, on to dessert.
we're going to talk about the Twilight Bourbon and Celestial Pecan Pie.
Oh, you had me a bourbon, Lou. You had me a bourbon.
The secret behind the Twilight and Bourbon Pecan Pie lies in the Fey brown sugar, allowing the consuming creature's stomach to have room to eat the pie even if they were otherwise full. Fey nobles gift this pie to the most loyal of their followers.
That answers the age-long question, Lou. Do you know that?
What's that question?
Brown sugar. Why does it taste so good?
It makes room for more.
It does, yeah.
That's right.
So there you go. The recipe for this is you need 1 pound of celestial pecans, bourbon aged in a cask hewn from a twilight maple, and brown sugar given by a Fey noble.
Sold. Does it come with vanilla ice cream? Because that's the...
I guess we can add that in,
You sure can.
and I will. 'Cause that sounds damn good.
And after we leave
and-
Bill's, we'll be there at 3.
We'll be there 3 months later. We've got to get all these damn ingredients. At least mine's ready to go.
Well, you got a quest for your food before you have Thanksgiving.
That does make for a fine adventure.
Not
Feel
in
free
my
to
house.
use
You
that.
walk in, you get fed.
No,
You don't have to chase your food.
We got to work. Well, are you kidding? You got to get that.
Got to burn those calories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 months out, I went and planted my burn flowers. I made preparations ahead of time for my guests so they didn't have to
So
work.
6 months before Thanksgiving, I'll have them do this as well. We'll be in the same boat then, or same Spelljammer ship.
Hunting the Lou birds that
Hunting
are
the
floating
Lou birds.
alongside of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Scott. So what do you have?
I just went simple.
Oh, everybody says that. I'm scared.
He went simple. All right.
So
Grilled
this is,
cheese.
This is I'm after eating at your place and then Lou's place. Really, that's all I'm gonna have room for.
7 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, because
no, he'll bring the extra brown sugar. You have room for everything.
in 5 hours, I'm having the midnight sandwich of regret. Anyway, you know.
Well, that's why we're eating at 7 at yours, so we can go to midnight back to his, and we'll come back to mine for leftovers. And by morning, we won't know where the hell we are.
Yeah. I'm preparing a very simple garlic herb roasted aarakocra for my meal. This is a traditional Goblin Thanksgiving recipe.
Okay.
Yeah. So assisting me on this day of giving thanks will be Merg and Hach. I think that's how you pronounce it properly. There are a couple of Goblin cooks I found at Denny's. Hach is actually a dishwasher, but he aspires to be a cook. So
It's amazing when you park behind the building. It's
Yeah.
amazing the resources you can find.
yeah, they're outside smoking cigarettes and
Yeah. Denny's and IHOP. Either way, you're golden.
that's sitting on milk crates.
Yes.
Yep. So this is cooked over a spit because an aarakocra is too big for an oven, and it's slathered in a wonderful herbed compound butter.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I got to tell you, it just smells good. So we cook it for about 17 hours because it was a pretty decent sized aarakocra.
Serves 120.
Yeah. No.
I don't like
Here's
slow cooking either.
yeah. I mean, it just gets crispy and it's delightful. The compound butter just does wonderful things with the skin. But I will say that I do not recommend hunting aarakocra, and here's a few reasons why. They're big. That's number one. And they fight back. That's number two. They also fly, which I understand pisses a lot of GMs off. So
Yeah, anything
guys,
flying pisses off GMs.
Guys, this is for you. This is for you. We got one. We got an aarakocra.
There you go.
So accompanying this is a side of cranberry gelatinous cube, whole cranberry, of course.
Oh, of course.
Very hard to find. Not easy. I mean, we did go to Trader Joe's, and we did go to Whole Foods. We couldn't find it.
Stu Leonard's.
Stu what?
Stu Leonard's.
I don't know that guy.
That's why you couldn't find it.
We had to go to a specialty shop for this. Now, we went to the closest Goblin Town.
Mm-hmm.
So if any of you are interested in going to Goblin Town for some, like traditional Goblin food, there's one in Boston. I know that's the closest one to us.
Oh, is that the one right just outside of Commonwealth Pier?
Yes.
Oh,
that
okay,
is,
perfect.
that is the one.
Okay,
We've
yep.
been there before.
Yep.
We drove by it on our way to Comic-Con one year.
Yeah, well, I know. There's three
Remember, I
arrows.
said, is that a goblin? And you're like, I don't know. I think so. Either that or it's Danny DeVito.
Well, we knew it for sure when we got home. There's 3 arrows stuck in the side of my
And
truck.
Danny DeVito, if you're listening, I'm sorry. He's... And also,
like,
if
no,
you are listening, that'd be awesome.
It was not Danny DeVito. It was Joe Pesci.
So, we're not making friends with the celebrities, are we? Accompanying that is going to be a side of goblin smashed potatoes with aarakocra gravy made from the pan drippings. This recipe is fun. This is really fun.
Did you use a goblin to smash them?
Of course.
Well, yeah,
Come
there you
on,
go.
It's traditional. They're made with a touch of garlic and some soured cream, which is really just bad cream. So you want to boil potatoes and let them cool. This is why this is important, so follow along. While the potatoes are cooking and later cooling, you want to have your goblins engage in some sort of athletic activity. This is very important. So my goblin assistants that I mentioned before, the guys I met at Denny's, they played an intense hour and a half of basketball. I mean, they were going. So, and it's
the hoop
cute.
is set at 7 feet.
It's cute watching 3-foot-tall humanoids try to dunk.
Well, they stack easy.
It's charming. I got videos, so maybe
cool.
I'll post them on the Facebook page. So once the taters are cooked and cooled, you want to put them in a bathtub, right?
Well, where else?
Yeah. So this is where the magic happens, guys. Have your goblins smash them with their bare feet. Basically, they're dancing.
Well, after the hour and a half of
after
hard
the
labor.
hour and a
yeah,
half of
yeah.
basketball. I mean, that's how you make goblins smashed potatoes,
Well,
right?
yeah, it's not so secret of a secret ingredient.
It's, It's like winemaking, only with potatoes. I will
and
tell
longer
you,
toenails.
way longer toenails.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing with I recommend just using taking your cream out like a month in advance and sitting it on the counter and not refrigerating it.
Well, yeah, sour is
because Now here's the thing. The recipe calls for owlbear cream from owlbear milk,
Yes.
right? So we wanted. I was like, listen, guys, we got to do this traditionally. We got to pay respects to this cultural dish. So we got to go milk and owlbear. Two problems with this. Boy owlbears and girl owlbears look the same to me, not being a zoologist, okay? Second problem is owlbears, regardless of their gender, they do not like to be milked.
Yeah.
So they get a little bitey.
Yeah, a tad.
Yeah. So
Beaky.
just go ahead and go to the grocery store, get some heavy cream, put it on the counter for about a month. It's a lot better. And
I mean, if you got to drop a feather in there just to make your guests think,
yeah,
oh, I got the feather. It's like finding the worm in the tequila.
A trip to the emergency room, and it's hard to find like owlbear milk anywhere. So just so you guys know, don't do that. And then we're gonna have a side of assorted pickles. Don't ask how these are made. No, really, just don't. You're better off.
They're not actually cucumbers.
They're pungent and green, but
And
anyway,
and believed to be plant-like.
yes, they're
But they are tasty.
just enjoy them.
Yes.
Just enjoy them. And finally, for dessert, we have puss pastries with vanilla ice cream.
Oh, perfect.
So this is a huge delicacy in Goblin cuisine, and I was extremely flattered that they shared this with me because this is so important, culturally for them.
Oh, yeah.
And the ingredients are hard to come by, even harder to come by than like owlbear milk. So puss pastry is made from rock grub goo and phyllo dough. I found this recipe. They use the phyllo dough. They actually have a whole dough recipe, but this showed up on my Facebook feed, and it uses the croissants, the kind in the tube that you got to bang on the counter to open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I went and got those. I'm like, why not? This works just fine, right? So you need special gloves to do this, right? Because you don't want the rock grubs to burrow. And it's really tricky to master. So I couldn't get the hang of it, so I just watched. So in a nutshell, here's what you do. Save time, just buy frozen rock grubs. It's easy.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Perfect.
You can find those at the frozen food aisle right next to the French fries. Actually, they kind of look like French fries, so
Curly fries.
So you gotta really pay close attention. Thaw them overnight. Right. They'll wake up. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Only use the ones that are alive, no dead ones. That's just gross, right? So what you want to do is you want to take them and you want to hold them over your bowl, okay? Gently place your mouth on the back end of the critter. They can't bite you this way, right? If you put your mouth on the front end, they'll bite you. That's not good. And forcibly blow until all the goo shoots out the front.
Perfect.
Right? It's like shooting a gooey spitball. It'll hit the bowl and you're fine.
Use a deep bowl.
Yeah, I mean, really, you need a deep bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you're done with that, just a little vanilla extract, mix it up, and put your goo in, one of those piping bags, and just pipe it right into the croissants, and voila, you have your dessert. I mean, it's super easy. So I bought the ice cream at a specialty market. It's a lot less dangerous than hunting for beholders. And after that whole milking the owlbears thing, I was like, we really need to go simple, guys.
Danger could be,
yeah, we really need to go simple.
Bit of a deterrent. I can see that.
And it's almost like tapioca pudding, really.
I can see that.
It's got that delightful texture.
I'd give it a try.
You just serve it on the side.
I would have to pass on that.
You're gonna love it. I'm telling you.
Tapioca pudding and me don't get along.
Gonna, you know what? You got to try the puss pastry though. It's great.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
After I have another shot.
after you have another shot. I mean, it helps. It helps to get a little inebriated.
It does. Thanksgiving is the beginning of the holiday season, so here's wishing you the fondest greetings and continued happiness into the new year.
Hoping your holidays are as heartfelt and joyous as you deserve.
No matter where this holiday season finds you, here's hoping you're surrounded with love and good fortune.
Happy holidays. That's going to conclude this episode. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Please subscribe to the podcast for more great content. If you'd like to hear a particular topic, you can reach us on Facebook at the Dungeon Masters Dojo, or you can drop us an email at thedungeonmastersdojo@gmail.com. Thank you, and have a good day.